This is gonna ruffle a few feathers, but this is my preference. The girl with the list has imprinted in my brain why I will never put myself or my body through all of that for free. So here we go. Prenup before pregnancy, so we need to be married. We're not doing baby mamas here, and I would have my own clauses in there that would cover cheating, stuff like that. The next one is 250,000 allowance annually per baby. Surrogates, they make like from 150,000 a year just to give birth. Okay, so please don't come at me. This will basically cover my weekly therapy sessions I'm gonna need before and post giving birth. A personal trainer to get me all fit and healthy, get my confidence back. Obviously, like grocery shopping and just things that I would need to get for the kids, like here and there. If I just have an annual or monthly allowance equivalent to that, I'm able to live comfortably, not just for myself, but for my child as well. So I feel like as a woman, I would just be sacrificing a lot. So this list, I don't think is asking for too much. I will not be working. I would just not have the capacity. Definitely have a housekeeper who could do laundry, cooking, cleaning, all of that for 6 months. I'm not here to suffer. Then it will be replaced by a weekly cleaner thereon, just to get me back into the hang of things like cooking, doing laundry, things like that, because I do actually enjoy that. But who's going to be having the energy to be doing all of that when you've just given birth? Anyway, next one. I would also have a mummy makeover because my body is going to be destroyed internally and externally. I think this is a given. Also a night nurse, a doula. I love my sleep, so a night nurse would definitely be mandatory so that I can get my beauty sleep, to be able to have the energy in the morning, to be able to take over. It will put me in a way better mind frame. So next, push present. So either an apartment in my name, a car, or a business, something that is going to secure me and our child or children future should anything happen. I'm always looking to add more onto this list because I'm very adamant I want to be child free, but for the right man, I wouldn't mind putting myself through all of that for the above.
And now, for the moment all you motherfuckers been waiting for. All my flip mode niggas rise and await for the most powerful event to occur. The coming!
This is my non-negotiables list for your non-negotiables for pregnancy. 1. You must be a virgin. 2. You must take a complete physical medical examination, including a panel of STI tests and blood work for any sort of genetic anomalies. We have to be careful and genetically responsible while making my perfect baby using your transactional womb. 3. All the makeup has to go before any negotiations can progress. We must know that you are the real deal behind the 10+ pounds of war paint, as it gives a false impression with little more than surface value. Your natural looks could possibly factor into the appearance of a child. I will be fiscally responsible for the theoretical next 18 years. Your natural physical beauty must be established and video documented before we have any sort of face-to-face. Transactional ugly ducklings don't get to the finish line. 4. A polygraph test and extensive criminal background check is a must. Men of means can never be too careful in a world environment all too tempting for scam artists and people looking to get a 5-finger discount of 6 figures or more. Bitch, I'd background check you to make sure you let go my ego. 5. Standardized testing. Your basic everyday intelligence will be confirmed. Remember, we are creating a productive member of society, preferably for the world stage. I have to be sure the transactional life form is fit to carry my family name, and as we all know, the mother is the first teacher of the child. 6. You will meet with my legal team to further negotiate the terms for transactional use of your vagina, womb, and other orifices, but only after you have signed a battery of NDA. That's non-disclosure agreements for the uninformed, designed to protect my identity, profession, and lifestyle. You can bring your own attorney, or one can be appointed to you as legally feasible in order to ensure the safety and security of all involved in perpetuity. Everything will be video documented. 7. The transactional life form, my prospective child, shall be created in states or outside the country in places that are legally advantageous to me, the customer of your business womb, and any other orifices I choose to purchase. You will understand the product life form is my property solely. 8. Once everything mentioned above is legally confirmed, I will have unfettered access to your body to make this child organically. In layman's terms, I will beat your back out to my heart's content, whatever that is at the time of documented conception. The prime time for conception will be medically substantiated, and we will employ the full period of fertility in the designated time and place. You will be raw-dogged and banged out like a $2 hooker, and many loads will be dropped into your transactional womb during this time. The maximum period and attempts for conception will be no more than 3. If conception is not achieved, you will be disqualified and taken out of the loop. Booted, bitch. 9. Your role will be isolated to his or her formative years, approximately 3 to 5 years, for which you shall receive the agreed-upon stipend and additional allowances. Afterwards, you will have no contact going forward, as the child will be cared for by professionals in my employ. You are an employee, nothing else.
Of course, I never make a deal like this with a woman, okay? I'd never do something like this. I find it reprehensible, okay? The whole point of making a list was to show how things have, degenerated in the, here in the present, in 2023, tail end of it, actually. Okay, this is an African woman, and I think she's just looking for clout. She's trying to go viral. I understand it, Grifter's got a grift and shit, right? Got to get those clicks and likes, she wants some money. She wants to create sensation. And, I did screenshot a few comments from that comment section. And, it's proven that, black women, particularly the ones here in the colonies, are some of the biggest dupes on the planet and shit, because they already started with that man hate bullshit and that, that contempt, that overt contempt and misandry, just tired of it. So I decided to make a list of my own, that mirrored the inhumanity of her fucking list, okay? The inhumanity of it. And I find it hilarious and shit, because, most of the time over here in the, in the colonies, in the slave quarters, we see these Africans in the close-knit communities, they're insular, they stick to themselves for the most part, unless they're, dating out or using our women for, practice, Yeah, this is an African woman, running her mouth. And I don't see her saying that to any African man and shit. And I want to see proof of it. I went and looked at her page, and she's in shape and everything. But, it's just the usual crap. You can find that anywhere. You can find a bunch of in shape black women, dark-skinned black women that's, looking for a 5-figure discount from life itself, They just feel entitled and shit for no particular reason other than their own minutia, their own self-inflicted Stockholm syndrome about their self-worth, or their perceived notion of self-worth and shit, where they're tossing away everything organic and embracing the Western culture of transactional behavior that has been detrimental to everything that it's touched, almost like a plague. Yeah, I made this list and whatnot. I made this list, and even though I made like 9 points on the list, it would take at least 18 or more to ensure that you had a chance of even being in your kid's life and shit, because there's nothing, everything has a way out. That's one of the things I learned in my profession, which I won't elaborate on, is that, all the rules and, these bylaws, they can be, manipulated and overturned and shit if you just apply pressure at certain points and shit. Okay? I thought it was egregious for her to make such a list, but I knew it was cap. She's cap. She's cap. Any woman that could make such a deal would never publicly, show themselves and shit. Back in the day when I was younger, when I was in a certain institution, I seen a lot of, trophy wives. I've seen tons of trophy wives. Transactional. I've seen tons of sugar babies. All right, and their bills were paid for. Everything was established before they entered into the relationship. Her doing this is just a wish list. It's like me saying I want a fucking Iron Man suit with a microwave in it so I can fly and eat a Hot Pocket and shit, Just wishful thinking. You know, you get these women they always looking for, like to inflict emotional damage or, come at us like sideways and talk outside of their neck and shit. You know, it's all fucking cap and shit. It's like the bitch wanna, say, hey nigga, you want all that shit in a unicorn that flies in the air. You could ride the pink unicorn that farts out rainbows and shit, Right? I just laugh at her and shit because she could get her ass tossed up by like a Mzungu and he's just gonna pay her pennies on the dollar for her vagina and have gutter sex with her, and that's gonna be a wrap and shit. She's gonna get whatever he feel like she deserves, which is pennies on the dollar, okay, the wooden nickel. This is about as much as this stupid ass video is worth, and I demonstrated as much by making my own fucking list and shit. Kings, now I mean this shit, okay. You keep your fucking head on a swivel. Right? You watch your goddamn bag. Seems like the only thing these bitches want is your fucking bag, your tangibles, and above all else, especially after looking at this fucking post, protect your seed. Do not make fallen women the stewards of your family, the mother of your children, and the inheritors. All right, the inheritors and executors of your goddamn legacy, your future. Okay. SYSBM equals state yourself, black man.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.